Hello everyone, Cousin here, and in this video, I'm gonna be solving Wordle number 1424 and New York Times Hot Sudoku for May 13th, 2025. So let's get this video started with Wordle number 1424. I'm gonna start with the word rhyme. Alright, got the R yellow and E green, so I've placed E as the last letter, and I know R goes somewhere else in this word. And I could easily go second. So it could be a double consonant involving R. So we've got D, R, T, R, P, R, F, R, G, R, C, R, and B, R, even W, R. So numerous possibilities. So I actually want to use an elimination strategy because I don't think I'm gonna get the Wordle answer on my next guess anyway. So I'm gonna try a filler word, maybe train or trail. I think that's slightly better. See what happens. Okay, well, I did not expect that. R is not second, actually. However, I did place the A. So A goes in the middle of the word. Then R is forced between the A and E. Because A and E have occupied the third and fifth slots respectively, and R cannot go first nor second. So it is forced into the fourth position. Now, for the first two letters, it could be spare, it could be snare, it could be scare. Yeah, I think those are about it. So we've got scare, spare, and snare. See if I can fit these letters in one word. Um, can I? It's a bit difficult, isn't it? Um, well, I can try three of those letters. Um, for example, spend. Oh wait, S is not even in this word. Um, okay, apparently I did not think that through. Oh, aware. That's the word I'll answer for today. Alright. I really thought it would be S something ARE, but I could repeat a letter, right? A repeated A. So that's kind of the tricky spot for today's Wordle. A repeated A. So A is placed in both the first and third slots. And there's also a W. So yeah, that's not super common. So it'll take you maybe more tries to get today's Wordle answer. Anyway, I'll definitely take that. Could have gone worse, but it didn't. So yeah, it's alright. Got today's Wordle answer aware in 4 tries. This is Wordle, number 1424. Let's now move on to New York Times Sudoku. Again, today is May 13th, 2025. Let's start the hard difficulty Sudoku for today. These ones point down, and this cell sees another one. So in block 7, the digit 1 is forced into this cell, and then these ones point right. Digit 1 in block 5 is forced into one of these two cells. These 4s point left, and this cell sees another 4. So in block 7, the digit 4 is forced into this cell. These 4s force the digit 4 into this cell in block 6, and 4 goes into one of these two cells in block 5, because this cell sees 4. These 4s point up, and this cell sees another 4. Oh, actually, 4 is placed into this cell, because the digit 4 in block 2 is forced into column 4. So hit a hidden 4 here, eliminates 4 from this cell, and gets the 4 placed in this cell in block 5. 5 is forced into one of these two cells in block 8. This 4 points up to force the digit 4 into column 9 in block 6. So these 6's point up, and this cell sees another 6. Now the digit 6 in block 8 is forced into column 4. 6 in block 8 goes into column 4. These 7's points left, and this cell sees another 7. So in block 4, the digit 7 is forced into this cell. These 7's point up, and this cell sees another 7. So in block 1, 7 is forced into this cell. We have 7 going into one of these two cells in block 8, which lie in column 6. These 7's point right, and this cell sees another 7. Alright, the digit 9 in block 2 is forced into this cell. 9 in block 5 goes into one of these two cells. Alright, now, after 9 occupied this cell, the digit 4 in block 2 is then forced into this cell, which gets the last 4 placed in this cell in block 1. There is a 2, 3, 5 triple in block 2 because they're the missing digits. Now we have a 1, 9 pair in block 5. As you can see, the digits 1 and 9 are missing from block 5. In order to fit both 1 and 9 into block 5, I have to make these two cells reserved for 1 and 9. So, these two cells form the 1, 9 pair, and all other digits are eliminated from these two cells. Hmm. Hmm. Alright, the digit 3 is forced into one of these two cells in block 5, because 1, 9 pair eliminates 3 from this cell. Oh, the digit 8 in block 8 is forced into column 4, right, because of these 8s. So now in block 8, we have a 6-8 pair. As you can see in block 8, the digits 6 and 8 are missing. These 6 and 8s force both 6 and 8 into these two cells only. So in order to fit both 6 and 8 into block 8, I have to make these two cells reserved for 6 and 8. So these two cells form the 6-8 pair, and all other digits are eliminated from these two cells. Now, as you can see, I just eliminated 5 from this cell because 5 is certainly not 6 or 8. So 5 cannot go into the 6-8 pair. The digit 5 in block 8 is forced into this cell, which then gets 7 placed in this cell because of these 7s. 7 points right, this cell sees another 7. Alright, this 6-8 pair makes the other two open cells in block 8 a 2-3 pair. In column 4, this 6-8 pair makes the other 3 open cells in column 4 a 2-3-5 triple. This cell sees 3 and this cell sees 2. In row 9, 2, 3, and 9 are the missing digits. These two cells see, well, oh wait, never mind, sorry. This cell sees 2 and 3. This cell sees 2 and 3. So 2 and 3 can only go into the other open cells. Well, actually, this cell also sees 3. Well, then it's even more straightforward. This cell is forced to be a 9 because it can't be 2 or 3. But actually, these open cells seeing another 3 forces 3 into this cell for the row, which makes this a 2 to complete this row. This is a 2 because it can't be 3, which makes this 3. 2, 5 pair up here, which makes these 3 cells, well, I can complete these 2 cells first. 3 in block 5 is forced into this cell. Then these 2 cells are for 2 and 5, but this cell sees 2. So 5 and 2 this way. These 2 cells are for 6 and 8. Because they're the other missing digits of column 5. In row 4, the missing digits are 1, 6, 8, and 9. This cell sees 1, 8, and 9. So 1, 8, and 9 can only go into the other 3 open cells in this row, making this cell a 6. Right? This cell sees 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, and 9. So 6 is the only possible digit which can go into this cell. I can't exclude 6 from this cell, because if I don't put a 6 into this cell, then it would end up being empty, because all other digits, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, and 9, cannot go into this cell. So I have to make this a 6 to avoid empty cells, and to ensure that 6 is... it must go into this cell, because it's the only possible digits. Alright. This cell sees 1, sorry. Now, in block 7, 3, 6, and 9 are the missing digits. This cell sees 6 and 9. So, this cell is forced to be a 3, but then this cell also sees 9, so 9 and 6 this way to complete block 7. These 6s point up. And, the digit 3 in block 1 is forced into this cell. These 3s point right, and this cell sees another 3. 3 in block 9 is forced into one of these 2 cells. In column 3, 2 and 5 are the missing digits, and in column 2, 2 and 8 are the missing digits. This cell is 2, 5, 8, or 9 for block 4, but this cell sees 2. Oh, okay, so, sorry. This cell sees a 6, so 8 and 6 this way, 1 and 8 are the missing digits of row 7, and in row 8, 2, 3, and 7 are the missing digits, but this cell sees 2 and 3. So 2 and 3 go into the other 2 open cells in this row, making this cell a 7, which gets the last 7 in this Sudoku puzzle placed in this cell. Then 3 in block 3 is forced into this cell, which gets the last 3 in this Sudoku puzzle forced into this cell, which makes this a 2 to complete the row. These 2's point up to force the digit 2 into this cell in block 3. Sorry, if I speak fast, I may stutter, which is what happened, so apologies for that, but anyway, 2 is forced into this cell in block 1, which makes this 2, 5, and 8 to complete the respective columns, 9 and 5 to complete block 4. Up here, 6, 8 pair in block 1, but this cell sees 8. So 6 and 8 this way, this cell sees 2, so 5 and 2 like this, which makes this 5, and this a 6. These 2 cells are for 1 and 8. 1, 6, and 8 are the missing digits of column 9. This cell sees 8, and this cell sees 1. And, this cell sees a 9. So 1 and 9 this way. 9 is forced into this cell in block 6. And this cell for the column is for 1, 8, or 9, but sees 8 and 9. Oh, wait. Sorry, there's already a 9 in this column. So actually, 1, 5, and 8 are the missing digits. 5 is forced into this cell. Then this cell sees 8. So 6 and 8 this way. So this Sudoku puzzle... this Sudoku puzzle is complete. Alright, I finished today's New York Times Hard Sudoku in about 10.5 minutes. So I would say the Sudoku puzzle is mostly straightforward. I think it's mostly straightforward. I don't. What am I saying? I don't recall any tricky spots. Um, I mean, after all my explaining and spotting things, I feel like it's mostly straightforward. So I'll go over the key spots as a quick summary. So I feel like the 1-9 pair in block 5 was kind of important to spot. The 1-9 pair in block 5 and the 6-8 pair in block 8. Yeah, this 6-8 pair was quite significant because this finding the 6-8 pair immediately helped place the 5 and 7 in the same block and left a 2-3 pair behind. And what else? Um some of them are just plonking down digits, just placing them. I think this 6 in block 4. Row 4, column 3, this was a naked single 6, so it saw every other digit. Um, yeah, it saw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, and 9, so it could only be a 6. It was the only possibility, so this is what we call a naked single 6. Um, yeah, I had to make this a 6. It's the only option. So yeah, just to conclude, the 1-9 pair in block 5 and the 6-8 pair in block 8, which helped place 5 and 7, as well as 2-3 pair. So I think these were the key spots. And also the naked single 6 here. If you have any other questions or difficulties, feel free to leave them in the comments down below. I'll be glad to reply you, and hopefully this video helped. So yeah, hopefully through my explanations, you also find it quite straightforward in terms of hard difficulty. Alright, today is May 13th, 2025. In this video, I've solved Wordle number 1424 and New York Times Hot Sudoku for today. See you all next time. Bye! Hello everyone, Carson here, and in this video, I'm gonna be solving Wordle number 1426 and New York Times Hard Sudoku for May 15th, 2025. So let's get this video started with Wordle number 1426. I'm gonna start with the word usage. Alright, got the A, G, and E, yellow. So these three letters go somewhere else in this word. Getting the G yellow is the best thing that I could have got, because G is not super common, so I'm glad that I already know G is a letter in this word. So it could be G, L, or G, R as double consonants. Of course, it could also be G, A, so a vowel after that. We still have a lot of possibilities. So great, for example, definitely works. So let's try that and see what happens. Okay, G is not first, but I did manage to get another letter which goes in this word, which is R, so I now have 4 yellows. If I just try to switch up those places, maybe A-G-E-R ending. Now wager could be the answer. It could also be cager. Pager, I'm not sure if that's likely. Let's just try wager and see what happens. It is A-G-E-R ending. So let's go through the options. We have rager. We have cager. Cager? Not sure. But I feel like the most likely are rager and cager, so let's try that. Not cager. Oh dear. It's eager. Oh my goodness. I should have just used the elimination strategy. Oh, thank goodness. Eager is today's Wordle answer. Yeah, really should have used the elimination strategy there. I should not have guessed wager nor Cajun nor rager on my third try, but instead, guess a word with these 3 letters. For example, crown, C-R-O-W-N. We just eliminate all of these 3 words in one try. So that's what I should have done, but I thought the number of possibilities were quite limited. So yeah, I didn't think about that, but I should have. Anyway, still very relieved that I did not fail today's Wordle. Nearly failed, but didn't, so I'm glad. I'll take that. Alright, I got today's Wordle answer eager in 6 tries. This is Wordle number 1426. Let's now move on to New York Times Sudoku. Again, today is May 15th, 2025. Let's start the hard difficulty Sudoku for today. Let's see. This one points up. To force the digit 1 into column 8 in block 3. So these ones point down, and this cell sees another 1. These 2's point right. These 3's. And these 3's down here. Okay, so the digit 3 in block 1 is forced into this cell. This 4 points up, so in block 3, the digit 4 is forced into column 8. And 4 in block 5 goes into one of these 2 cells. So we have a 1-4 pair in block 3. As you can see, in block 3, the digits 1 and 4 are missing. In order to fit both 1 and 4 into block 3, I have to make these 2 cells reserved for 1 and 4. Because the other 3 open cells in block 3 see 1 and 4 in column 9. So to fit both 1 and 4 into block 3, I can only make these 2 cells reserved for 1 and 4. So these 2 cells form the 1-4 pair, and all other digits are eliminated from these 2 cells, making the other 3 open cells in block 3 a 2, 6, 9, triple. 2, 6, and 9. This cell sees 9, and this cell sees 6. So they can be placed like this. And this 2, 6, 9, triple means the other three open cells in this column form a 3, 5, 7 triple. Okay, 3, 5, 7, 3, 5, 7, 3, 5, 7. But this cell sees 3 and 7. This cell sees 3 and 7. So this cell has to be a 5, making these two cells 3 and 7. Instead of spotting this 1-4 pair first, you could have just, well, I should say, an alternative method is to look at column 9 and spot the 3-7 pair first by these 3s and 7s. So if you spot the 3-7 pair in column 9 first, you'll be able to place the 5 and then the 2, 6, 9 triple, and at last the 1-4 pair. So if you spot one of the ends, then you're going to spot the whole thing or the whole chain. So the order doesn't matter. You'll have the same outcome. So as long as you spot one of them, it's fine. You're going to spot the whole thing. So yeah, no need to worry about the order. Anyway, the digit 5 in block 6 is forced into one of these two cells. These 8s point left. Oh, okay, so in block 8 we have another pair. So we see that 8 and 9 points into block 8, but both 8 and 9 are missing from block 8. So in order to fit both 8 and 9 into block 8, I have to make these two cells reserved for 8 and 9. Look at these 8s and 9s. You would see that these two digits are eliminated from these open cells, but I still have to fit both 8 and 9 into block 8. So to do that, I have to make these two cells reserved for 8 and 9 to ensure that they both are able to be fit into block 8. So these two cells form the 8-9 pair, and all other digits are eliminated from these two cells. Now 6 is certainly not 8 or 9, so 6 is eliminated from these two cells. With this 6 pointing down, the digit 6 in block 8 is forced into row 9. 9 in block 4 is forced into one of these two cells. Am I missing something? Um, okay, let's look at the missing digits of block 2. 1, 2, 5, 7, and 9 are the missing digits. 1 and 2 are forced into two of these three cells. 7 is forced into one of these three cells. 9 is forced into one of these three cells. And, what else? 5. 5 is forced into one of these three cells. Okay, so we found a naked single, 7. I'm lucky, what am I saying? I'm glad that I was lucky enough to spot this. Wow, okay. This cell. As you can see, I've marked down all missing digits of block 2, and there is an open cell with 1 marking only. Or I should say 1 digit marked in this cell only, which is a 7. So I know that 7 is the only possible digit which can go into this cell. To double check, this cell sees 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, and 9. So all other 8 digits cannot go into this cell, but I have to put 1 digit into this cell to ensure that there are no empty cells, because empty cells would break the Sudoku puzzle. So to avoid empty cells, I must guarantee a digit into this cell, and if this cell cannot contain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, and 9, that means it can only be a 7, because 7 is the only possible digit which can go into this cell. So this is a naked single 7. Alright, so these 7s point left, and this cell sees another 7. So after I've got the 7 placed, I can force the digit 7 into this cell in block 1. These 7s point down, and this cell sees another 7. Okay, this 7 also helps place the digit 7 in this cell in block 5. These 7s point right, and this cell sees another 7. Okay, so wow, this 7 was quite significant, because it also placed 2 other 7s, as well as this 4. Because this 7 removed one of the 2 possibilities for 4, so 4 can only go here now. If you're only looking at the markings, or the pencil marks, candidates, whatever you want to call it. But anyway, supported by these 4s, of course, I can just make it quick. 4 is forced into this cell in block 5. Now, what next? In row 2, 4 is a missing digit, so I have to put it somewhere. This cell sees 4, these 2 cells see 4, and this cell also sees 4. So where does 4 go in row 2? Only in this cell. So it is forced, actually. It can't be placed it cannot be placed in any other open cell in this row, because they see another 4. So 4 can only go into this cell, because this cell is the only cell available for 4 to be placed in. So I have to make the cell a 4, otherwise it can't go in this row. Which makes the cell a 1. And now, the missing digits of block 2 are 1, 2, 5, and 9, but this cell sees 1, 5, and 9. So it must be a 2, leaving a 1, 5, 9 triple in the other 3, well, in the 3 remaining open cells in block 2. Once here, a hidden one, with this one, force the digit 1 into this cell in block 5. These ones point left to force the digit 1 into this cell in block 4. 6, 8, and 9 are the missing digits of block 4. This cell sees 2 and 9, so this cell has to be a 6, leaving a 2, 9 pair in these 2 cells. In row 1, 4 and 8 are the missing digits. 1, 2, 5, and 9 are the missing digits of row 2, but this cell sees 9, so it's only 1, 2, or 5. Let's think about block 5. The missing digits are 3, 5, 6, and 8. 3 is forced into one of these 2 cells, but I don't think I can make any deductions for the other missing digits. Well, these 3s point down, and this cell sees another 3. In row 6, the missing digits are 6, 8, and 9. This cell sees 8. Okay, in column 4, I should have just looked at this. 3, 4, and 5 are the missing digits of column 4. This cell sees 3 and 5. So 3 and 5 can only go into the other 2 open cells in this column, making the cell a 4. These 4s point down, and this cell sees the 4 that I just placed. Alright, now in block 8, there are 6 open cells. We have an 8, 9 pair as well as a 3, 5 pair. So that accounts for 4 of the 6 missing digits, which means that the 2 remaining missing digits not mentioned go into these 2 cells, which are 2 and 6. So these 2 cells form a 2-6 pair, but the cell sees 2. So 2 is forced into this cell, which makes this a 6. 6 is forced into one of these 2 cells in block 5. We also have 5 and 8, so let's just mark that anyway. Um, okay, I was just looking at the missing digits of row 9, and I found another naked single. So 1, 3, 4, 5, and 7 are missing from row 9, but this cell sees 1, 4, 5, and 7. So it has to be a 3 in this case. Well, you can always double check by doing this method. This cell cannot contain, or it sees 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. To avoid empty cells which break the Sudoku puzzle, I have to ensure that there is at least 1 digit which can go into this cell. And if this cell sees 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, well then 3 is the only possible digit which can go into this cell. So I have to put a 3 into this cell. Otherwise, it would end up being empty. Alright, so this is a naked single 3, which places 3 into this cell. Eliminating 3 from these cells, first completing column 4 like this, and it also resolves the 3-7 pair in column 9. The last 3 in this Sudoku puzzle gets placed in this cell in block 5. Now 7 is forced into this cell in block 7, and the last 7 in this Sudoku puzzle gets placed in this cell. Okay, 1 and 4 are missing from row 9, but this cell sees 4, so 1 and 4 this way to complete the row. Then the digit 1 in block 9 is forced into this cell. These 1s point up, and this cell sees another 1. So in block 1, the digit 1 is forced into this cell, which gets the last 1 in this Sudoku puzzle placed in this cell. Now in block 9, the missing digits are 2, 6, and 9. This cell is for 5, 6, or 8 for the row. This cell is 2, 6, or 9 for the column. This cell 2, 5, 6, 8, 9. Well, these 3 cells form a 2, 5, 6 triple. This cell sees 5, so it's 2, 6, and 2, 5, 6. In column 2, the missing digits are 2, 5, 6, and 8. This cell sees 5, so it's 2, 6, or 8. 2, 5, 6, 8. This cell is 2, 6, 8, or 9 for the row. Oh, wait, but cannot be a 9. Am I missing something? Why are there so many digits marked here? Okay, anyway, this cell is for 2, 4, 6, or 8. This cell is 2, 4, 5, 6, 8, but sees 2. Oh, these 2 cells see 2. So what am I missing? Alright, sorry, give me some time to see what I'm exactly missing. Oh, sorry, this cell, oh, the 5. Okay, the 5 in column 3. Actually, these 3 cells form a 689 triple, but anyway, even if you don't see the 689 triple, you can first get the 5 placed in column 3, because all of these open cells in column 3 see another 5, except for this cell. This cell is the only cell available for 5 in this column, so I have to put a 5 here, because it can't go elsewhere in this column. 5 can only go into this cell in column 3, so it is forced. Then, the 4, because these open cells see 4, and 5 occupy this cell. So 4 in column 3 is forced into this cell. But of course, spawning the 689 triple, which is what I saw, definitely helps you place these digits faster. Alright, now these 4s point down. To force the digit 4 into this cell in block 7, this cell is an 8 to complete the row, which makes this a 6 and this a 2 to complete the column. This cell sees 6, so 5 and 6 this way. This cell sees 5, so 9 and 5 this way. 9 and 2. Alright, 8, 9 pair makes this cell a 6. You could have just seen it by the 6 pointing down. So these two cells form a 2, 8 pair. This 5 points down, forcing the digit 5 into this cell in block 5, which gets the last 5 in this Sudoku puzzle forced into this cell. 2 is forced into this cell in block 6. This cell sees a 6. So 8 and 6 this way, 9, 8, 8, and this cell to complete the column is an 8, 9, 8, 2, and this Sudoku puzzle is complete. Alright, so I finished today's New York Times Hot Sudoku in a bit over 17 minutes. So I would say the Sudoku puzzle is around the right difficulty. It's around the right difficulty. There are key spots that if you don't see, you're gonna struggle for quite a long time. So I'll go over the key spots as a quick summary. So towards the beginning, the 1-4 pair in block 3, which gave us the 2-6-9 triple in the same block, which helped place the 5 as well as find the 3-7 pair in column 9. Of course, you can do it the other way around. First spot the 3-7 pair in column 9 and place this 5, then the 2-6-9 triple, and at last the 1-4 pair in block 3. So as long as you spot one of the ends, you're gonna spot the whole thing or the whole chain. So no need to worry about the order, just try to spot one of them, and if you do, you'll spot the whole thing. So yeah. There were some naked singles around the board, such as the naked single 7 in block 2, row 1, column 5. This was a naked single 7, which meant that all other digits are not possible to be in this cell, which made 7 the only possible digits which can go into this cell, so I had to put a 7 in this cell to avoid empty cells. So this was a naked single 7. Another example is this 3 down here. This naked single 3 in block 9, row 9, column 8. It could only be a 3. All other digits could not go into this cell, so I had to put a 3 into this cell to avoid empty cells. Okay. And then, but before finding these naked singles, the 8-9 pair in block 8 helped quite a bit. Finding this 8-9 pair in block 8 helped find the 3-5 pair and placing the 4 and the 2 and 6 sometime later in this puzzle. So this 8-9 pair helped quite a bit. And I feel like the most significant thing was this 7 here, because it placed these 7s and this 4, which made a lot of things collapsed. So yeah. And towards the end, I feel like spotting the 6-8-9 triple helped place the 5 and 4. Even if you don't spot the 6-8-9 triple, it's fine, but spotting the triple helps you place these digits faster. So yeah, I feel like, yeah, again, a quick summary. 1-4 pair in block 3, 8-9 pair in block 8, the naked singles 7 and 3 in blocks 2 and 9 respectively, and towards the end, the 6-8-9 triple in column 3. So I feel like that's it. If you have any other questions or difficulties, feel free to leave them in the comments down below. I'll be glad to reply you, and hopefully this video helped. So yeah, I think it's around the right difficulty, and hopefully, through all my detailed explanations, you'll find it more straightforward than originally. So yeah, hopefully this video helped. Today is May 15th, 2025. In this video, I've solved Wordle number 1426 and New York Times Hot Sudoku for today. See you all next time. Bye! Hello everyone, Carson here, and in this video, I'm gonna be solving Wordle number 1427 and New York Times Hot Sudoku for May 16th, 2025. So let's get this video started with Wordle number 1427. I'm gonna start with the word power. Alright, all the 5 letters are grey, so let's guess a completely different word with 5 new letters. What is a good example? I can try stain and see what happens. Alright, got the T and R yellow, so these 2 letters go somewhere else in this word. It could be UILT ending, such as built or guilt. Let's try built and see what happens. Okay, it's not even UILT. Still have not placed the T and I. Could it be TH or TH ending? But then the I has to go somewhere. It's most likely gonna go second. Um, it could be 50. It could also be kitty. Alright, so I'm gonna try 50 and see what happens. No, it's not 50, it's 5th. It's 5th. I really thought I got it, but so close yet so far. Yeah, got it in 5 tries. So I was quite convinced that it was something I something something Y. But I missed an option, which is FCH, which is really not common at all. So some words like 5th end in 3 consonants, I did not think of that. In consonants excluding Y. I did not think of that, so yeah. Anyway, got today's Wordle answer 5th in 5 tries. This is Wordle number 1427. Let's move on to New York Times Sudoku. Again, today is May 16th, 2025. Let's start the hard difficulty Sudoku for today. This one points up, and this one points right. So in block 6, the digit 1 is forced into column 8, so these ones point up. This 2 points down and this 2 points right, so in block 9, the digit 2 is forced into row 7. So a hidden 2 here and this 2 points left. These 3s point up, and this cell sees another 3. The digit 4 in block 5 is forced into one of these 2 cells. Okay, so I see a 3-6 pair in block 8, because we have these 3s and these 6s forcing both 3 and 6 into these 2 cells only, right? Both 3 and 6 are still missing from block 8, so they have to go somewhere. But because of these 3s and 6s pointing into block 8, both 3 and 6 can only go into these 2 cells in block 8. So I have to make these 2 cells reserved for 3 and 6. So these 2 cells form the 3-6 pair, and all other digits are eliminated from these 2 cells. Because I have to make them reserved for 3 and 6. So this 3-6 pair makes the other 3 open cells in block 8 a 1, 8, 9 triple. But 9 cannot go into these 2 cells. And of course, 9 is certainly not 3 or 6. So 9 is eliminated from these 2 cells, eliminated from the 3-6 pair, and 9 cannot go into these 2 cells because it sees 9. So the digit 9 in block 8 is forced into this cell, leaving behind 1 and 8, but this cell sees 8. So 1 and 8 placed this way. Now these 8 points left, and this cell sees another 8. So in block 7, the digit 8 is forced into this cell. And this cell sees A2, so for row 8, 2 is forced into this cell, which makes the cell a 5 to complete the row. The digit 5 in block 7 is forced into one of these two cells. These 9s point up, and this cell sees another 9. So in block 2, the digit 9 is forced into this cell, and after I place this 9, in block 1, 9 is forced into this cell. Okay, 1 in block 7 is forced into one of these two cells. Okay, this 3 points left. So in block 1, the digit 3 is forced into row 2. So a hidden 3 here and this 3, with these 3s, force the digit 3 into this cell in block 3. Okay, in row 3, the missing digits are 1, 2, and 6. This cell sees 1 and 6. So 1 and 6 can only go into these two cells, making this cell a 2. Because it can't be 1 or 6. So among 1, 2, and 6, this cell can only be a 2, leaving behind a 1, 6 pair. Alright, so 2 in block 3 is forced into one of these two cells, and 2 in block 5 can only go into one of these two cells. The digit 2 in block 4 is forced into one of these two cells. The digit 5 in block 2 is forced into one of these two cells. Um, Oh, the digit 7 in block 4 is forced into one of these two cells. Okay, that makes it easier, because these two cells formed a 2-7 pair. As you can see in block 4, the digits 2 and 7 are missing. To fit both 2 and 7 into block 4, I have to make these two cells reserved for 2 and 7. To fit both of them into block 4. So, these two cells form the 2-7 pair, and all other digits are eliminated from these two cells. So, now 6 is certainly not 2 or 7. So 6 is eliminated from these two cells. 6 cannot go into the 2-7 pair. With these 6s, the digit 6 is forced into this cell in block 4. These 6s point up. Apart from 3 and 6, I also have 1 and 4 as the other missing digits of block 1, which markings go like this. And in column 3, 3, 4, and 9 are the missing digits. This cell sees 3 and 4. So 3 and 4 can only go into the other two open cells in this column, making this cell a 9. Right? Because again, among 3, 4, and 9, this cell cannot be 3 or 4, so it has to be 9, leaving behind a 3, 4 pair. Okay, now there are 5 open cells left in block 4. This 2, 7 pair makes the other 3 open cells in block 4 a 3, 5, 8 triple. This cell sees 3. Okay, so 3, 5, 8 triple here. You can see that all 3 cells involved in this triple lie in the same column, where all these 3 cells lie in column 1. So this 3, 5, 8 triple guarantees 3, 5, and 8 in this column. So I cannot have another open cell in the same column containing 3, 5, or 8. Even though they are hidden, we still know that there's already... I mean, I can't put another digit of the same digit. Okay, so my point is that 5 cannot go into this cell, because it sees all the cells involved in the 3, 5, 8 triple in the same column. So after eliminating 5 from this cell, the digit 5 in block 7 is forced into this cell. In other words, this 358 triple makes the other 3 open cells in columns. In column 1, a 149 triple. This cell sees 1, so it's 409, 149. For block 7, 1, 3, 4, and 9 are the missing digits, but this cell sees 4 and 9, so it's only 1 or 3. Nine in block 6 is forced into one of these two cells. Okay, in column 6, 5 and 7 are the missing digits. Hmm. Hmm. In row 9, the missing digits are 3, 5, 3, 4, 6, and 9. This cell sees 3 and 9, so it's only 4 or 6. This cell sees 3, so it's 4, 6, or 9. Oh wait, 3 in this row. Oh my goodness, okay. Well, the digit 3 is missing from row 9, so it still has to go somewhere in this row. But this cell sees a hidden 3 from the 3, 5, 8 triple, and these two cells see 3. So in row 9, this is the only cell available for 3 in this row, so 3 is forced into this cell. And then 3 in block 5 is forced into one of these two cells. This is now a 6 to complete block 8. So now these 6's point up. So force the digit 6 into this cell in block 2, and 6 is now forced into this cell in block 1, and completes row 2 by placing 1 in... completes row 3 by placing 1 and 6 this way, eliminating 6 from this cell, okay? So now in row 9, these open cells see 6. So the digit 6 in row 9 is forced into this cell, because this now becomes the only cell available for 6 in this row. And then this cell also sees 9. So to complete row 9, 4 and 9 this way. Um, the last 6 in the Sudoku puzzle is forced into this cell. Then 9 is forced into this cell in block 6, which gets the 9 placed in this cell in block 9. This cell now sees 2, so 2 goes here, and this is a 7. In column 7, 1 is still a missing digit, but this cell sees 1. So 1 is placed into this cell, making the cell an 8 to complete the column. 5, 7, and 8 are the missing digits of block 2. In column 4, 1, 2, and 8 are the missing digits. This cell sees 1 and 8. So this cell has to be a 2, leaving 1 and 8 into the other 2 open cells in this column. Okay, the missing digits of block 6 are 1, 3. Sorry, not 3. Why did I say 3? 4, sorry. 1 is missing, 4 is also missing, which is forced into one of these 2 cells. So a hidden 4 here eliminates 4 from this cell. So the digit 4 in block 5 is forced into this cell. After placing this 4, 3 in block 5 is forced into this cell, which makes this cell a 3 in this triple. So yeah, 2-7 pair here makes these 2 cells a 1-3 pair, but this cell sees 3, so 1 and 3 this way, which makes this 4, this a 3, 4, 1. This cell now sees a 7, so 7 and, sorry, what am I saying? This cell now sees a 2, it sees a 2, so this cell can only be a 7, making this cell a 2 to complete the column. 2 is forced into this cell in block 3, the cell is 7 or 8 for the row, and these are 4, 7, or 8 also for the row. This cell is for 5 or 7. Okay, but this cell, to complete row 4, is a 6. Did I say 6? What am I... Am I being... What am I thinking? I might just be being kind of sleepy right now, I'm sorry. Anyway, this cell to complete row 4 can only be a 5, which makes this cell 7, there's a 7, 8, 5, 7, 4, 8 pair here. Apart from 1 and 4, 5 and 7 are the other missing digits of block 6, but 7 is forced into this cell, followed by 1, and then the 4, which makes this a 5. So this Sudoku puzzle is complete. Alright, I finished today's New York Times Hot Sudoku in about 15 minutes and 40 seconds. So I would say the Sudoku puzzle is around the right difficulty, but closer to, the straightforward direction. Mostly straightforward. In terms of hard difficulty, of course. In terms of hard difficulty. I did explain many things in detail, I think. So I'll go over the key spots as a quick summary. So I think towards the beginning, spotting the 3-6 pair in block 8 was quite significant. Because finding this 3-6 pair in block 8 helped place the 9, 1, and 8. So yeah. And then later on, the 2-7 pair in block 4 also helped quite a bit. Finding the 2-7 pair in block 4 helped place the 6 and I think the 9 as well. So it gave us the 3-5-8 triple over here to work with. And that also helped place 5 in this cell and 3 in this cell for row 9. So yeah. Any other tricky spots? Well, I don't really recall tricky spots. I think I've mentioned the key spots or what you really have to see, otherwise you'll struggle for quite a long time. But anyway, If you have any other questions or difficulties, feel free to leave them in the comments down below. I'll be glad to reply you, and hopefully this video helped. So yeah, hopefully you also find it just the right difficulty, especially more towards the straightforward side after hearing my detailed explanations. So again, the 3-6 pair in block 8 and the 2-7 pair in block 4, which helped a bit with row 9. So yeah, that's about it for today's video. Today's May 16th, 2025. In this video, I've solved Wordle number 1427 and New York Times Hard Sudoku for today. See you all next time. Bye!